Hello everyone, so this video will show you how to find the angle between two vectors. And the vectors given in this problem will be in component form. So if you need a video where you just are given a vector on a graph, I can do that as well. But today we'll start with u is our vector, and in component form it's 2i minus 2j. And our second vector will say it's v, 4i, and we'll do plus j. And like I said, these are in component form, so we have our horizontal part, which is the I, and the vertical part, which is the j. Okay, so this is the formula you're going to need to find the angle. You're going to need the dot product of u and v, the magnitude of u times the magnitude of v, multiplied by the cosine of theta. And this theta is going to be our final answer. That theta represents the angle that we're looking for. So first we'll start by looking for the dot product of u and v, and I'll show you how to do that. First thing you're going to do is you're going to look at your components here. Our first coefficient for that I, and we'll multiply it by the other coefficient of the I for the v, and we're going to add it to the coefficients of the j multiplied together. Okay, so 2 times 4 is 8, plus our negative 2 gives us 6. So we have the first part of our equation. Now we can start finding the magnitudes of u and v. So whenever you see absolute value like that around a vector, it's talking about the magnitude, and it's found by this formula, a squared plus b squared, and the square root of all that. And our a is the first coefficient of I, and the b is the coefficient of j. So we have the square root of 2 squared plus negative 2 squared, and 2 squared is 4, and negative 2 squared is also 4. 4 plus 4 gives us 8, so the magnitude of u is the square root of 8. Okay. Moving on to the magnitude of v, and we're going to use that exact same formula, so we'll just do the square root of 4 squared plus 1 squared. So 4 squared is 16, 1 squared is 1, so our magnitude of v is the square root of 17. Now we have all the parts of our formula that we need to solve for theta. So we'll just plug them in. We have 6 equals the square root of 8 times the square root of 17 times the cosine of theta. And 8 times 8 is 17. And since we're multiplying square roots, 8 times 17 is 136. So we can just put 136 under one square root. And now we can cancel this here by dividing by the square root of 136 on both sides. Okay, now to cancel out our cosine of theta, we're just going to multiply both sides by arc cosine, or the inverse cosine, and it looks like this, and I'll show you on your calculator how to find that. That cancels that out, so we're left with just our angle. We have to do the same thing to both sides, and this portion, the left portion of the equation, is what you'll put in your calculator. So you don't need a fancy calculator like this one. Most calculators have this. It's just usually above the cosine button, and we can just plug everything in. 6 divided by the square root of 36, and we get about 59. So our answer, the angle between these two vectors, is 59 degrees.